Good morning, students. Today, we are going to learn about story writing. As you know, storytelling is as old as human civilization. It has been practiced in almost all parts of the world since ages. Our elders, teachers, saints, and sages have been using this technique to teach people and children some true lessons of life. And I'm sure your parents and your grandparents may have also told you some stories, and you might have learned some lessons from there, as we also have seen the effect of storytelling in the A Journey to the Desert in Class 6, where Ram was inspired by the story told by the teacher, and his life was totally changed. So, it is a well known fact that lessons conveyed through stories have an everlasting impression on the listeners. It is because of this unmatchable quality that the storytelling has not lost its importance even in the age of space and web technology. Although the birthplace of first story is unknown, but it is believed that this art was abundantly practiced in ancient countries like India, China, Egypt, etc. Stories transport the listeners into the world of imagination, and they can be both imaginative or realistic. Now, some famous kinds of stories are animal stories, detective stories, thriller stories. It can be fairy tales, horror stories, then stories of great people, then mythologicals, and it can be stories from history and mysteries, and so on. However, story writing is not an easy task. It is quite challenging and requires a lot of creativity, skill, and imagination. So, there are some important things while writing a story should be kept in mind. So, the first thing you need to remember is that a story is written in past tense. And then you need to write the title or the heading. And students, remember that you always need to keep in mind the target group. Then you can start writing your stories by using the phrases like once upon a time or long, long ago, etc. The beginning should catch the reader's attention, and then you introduce the characters of your story, and you have to follow the sequence. The story should be logical or meaningful, and use simple language so that it becomes easy to understand for the reader. Then you need to develop the plot. You need to describe the event or the incident in detail. And the type of plot may be adventurous, scary, it can be a mystery or suspenseful or comic. Then comes the climax. Climax is the end of the story. So the end of the story should be clear and satisfying, or most interesting or unpredictable. And make sure that the story has a moral or a message. Like, for example, if you have watched Americans movie, there is always a moral or a message, but in most of the actors you may not find any message or a moral to be learned. And then the last is that the ending can be a happy ending or a sad ending. So that's all about story writing. Now let us learn about unseen passage.
Comprehension. To comprehend is to understand. So, comprehension suggests understanding. Comprehension of unseen passages helps to develop a thorough understanding and self expression. The following are some important points to be kept in mind while answering questions on an unseen passage. First, read the passage once carefully and try to get a general idea of the subject it deals with. Second, read the passage once again, this time more thoroughly, and make a mental note of the details in it. Third, your answer should be brief and as far as possible in your own language. Fourth, while answering questions, do not add anything from your side. Do not express your personal views unless you are asked to express them. Fifth, it is possible that you may not be knowing the exact meaning of some words in the passage. Don't be discouraged. If you read the passage carefully, you will be able to guess the meaning. You can certainly understand the general idea of a passage without knowing the meaning of each and every word. In brief, we can say that while attempting the comprehension passage, the four main points to be kept in mind are: A. Your answers should be brief. B. Your answers should be to the point. C. Your answers should be as far as possible in your own language. D. Use the same tense in answering the questions in which they are asked.